Good morning, students. How are you? As you know, we have finished present and past tenses so far. Now it's turn to move on to the last tense, that is future tense. Before starting the future tense, let's start with the definition of tenses once again. Tense is that form of a verb which shows the time and state of an action and an event. Tenses are simply the way we talk about time in English. There are three types of tenses. We have studied only present and past tenses as of now. Now, today we will talk about future tense. Number one is present tense. Number two, past tense. Number three is future tense. And these three tenses has been divided into four forms. Today we will discuss about future tense only. The subtenses of future tense are simple future tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense, and future perfect continuous tense. Today we will discuss about the first subtense of future tense, that is simple future tense. Simple future tense is very simple tense and it is a bit tricky to understand. So without delaying anymore, let's start with simple future tense. See, in this picture, on the left hand side, it is written a child will play. So the activity was not yet started. It is about to start after some time. So will is used with the singular subject. And here on the right hand side, will is also used with the plural subject with the first form of verb in both the sentences. So the rules will become subject plus will shall plus first form of the verb with object. Simple future tense is also known as future indefinite tense. Actually, this tense expresses an action that is to take place in future. We use this tense to talk about what we think or believe will happen in future. Like, for example, I think we will win the match. I'm predicting here, so I have used I think that in near future we will win the match. I can also say in the second example, see, they will come here shortly. Will is denoting the future and so these type of sentences show the future or upcoming time. Now, we often use this tense to with the words like I think, I believe, probably, soon, shortly, tomorrow, next year, next month, or next week, in a few moments, etc. Basically, all these words are indicating a future action. So, we use this tense to show that what is going to take place in future. This simple future tense is also used to talk about the things which we cannot control. It expresses the future as a fact. Like, see in the first example, it is written that it will be Diwali in a week. It's a certain sentence. Certainty. This sentence shows the certainty as certain that is certain to happen. Here I cannot control or cannot change the date of Diwali. Now in second example, it shall be 23 next Sunday. So, and this is a certain action. It is a fixed action. I cannot change the date or the days of the week. So we can say that this is again a certain thing to happen and we cannot control it. In the next example, we will know our exams results in May. Maybe the dates are already known or being told so that the exams results are going to be out in May, that we cannot control. The dates are already out and it's a fixed thing to happen. So we also use simple future tense when we cannot control the happening and the thing the which are certain to happen. So I think it must be clear to all of you now Now let's do its revision. In the positive sentences, we use subject plus will shall plus first form of the verb with object. Now in negative sentences, we use subject plus will shall plus not plus first form of the verb with object. And in interrogative sentences, we use will shall plus subject plus first form of the verb with object. Now I think this tense is clear. Now let's start with future continuous tense. Future continuous tense. See in this picture, on the left hand side, will be is used with singular and plural subjects with the first form of the verb with ing, because activity has not yet started and it's going to continue after some time from now. So the sentences will become child will be playing if we are talking about singular subject, and children will be playing if the subject is plural. So the rules will become subject plus will be shall be plus first form of the verb with ing and object. Now because we know that what is continuous form and simple future as well, so this tense becomes very easy to understand. So in future continuous tense, we can see it is a combination of future and function or an operation or any action that is in continuous form. The form we use in future continuous tense is subject plus will be plus or shall be plus first form of the verb with ing and object. Now as we know that will represent that something is going to happen, and so this will be is for future task and ing is for continuous. See, we use future tense to talk about the actions which will be in progress at time in the future. That means we use this tense to express an action that will be in progress with the point of time in future. For example, see, this time tomorrow I will be sitting on the beach. You can see here I am talking about tomorrow, that is in coming future. I will be sitting on the beach means tomorrow I will be sitting on the beach, and sitting is a continuous form. Let us try to understand with one more example. At 11 a.m. tomorrow, I will be driving to Jaipur. Again, tomorrow is showing future, that what I am going to do in near future or near coming time. I will be driving, that means the continuous process it is to drive. That means by tomorrow I will be driving to Jaipur. Now in the next example, Rahul will be watching movie on television. In this sentence, now is showing a point of time, and watching is a continuity form. That means I am sitting somewhere else and I am talking about that what will Rahul will be doing. So Rahul will be watching movie on television. Now with the now we have discussed the point of time. Sometimes we use future continuous tense to talk about a fixed or routine event in the future and actions in future which are already planned. We can also say that this tense is also used to express the future indefinite tense or definite future plus arrangement. Let us see with examples. First example is I will be staying at the New Era Hotel. See, this is an arrangement. I have already planned and fixed that where I am going to stay. So I will be staying at New Era Hotel. It can be seen as a fixed arrangement. So we are using future continuous tense with it. Let us see one more example. He will be meeting us next week. You can see the fixed arrangement or a future point that he will be meeting us next week. This is a plan to be taking place in the coming week. So we have used future continuous tense with it. So in these examples, we have seen that future continuous tense is a combination of a future plan and an ongoing process. Now we will do its revision. In positive sentences or how to frame sentences, we will discuss. So, in positive sentences, we use subject plus will or shall plus be plus first form of the verb with ing and object. In negative sentences, we use subject plus will shall plus not plus be plus first form of the verb with ing and object. Now, in interrogative sentences, we use will or shall plus subject plus be plus first form of the verb with ing and object. Now, I think this future continuous tense is clear to all of you now. Now we will move on to the next tense of future tense, that is future perfect tense. Future perfect tense is not that much useful, and we use very rare, but because these both the tenses of future perfect and future perfect continuous tense, we must know how to use them. So let's start with its rules. In future perfect tense, we use subject plus will shall or have, will have or shall have plus third form of the verb with object. Now, the future perfect tense is used to talk about an action that will be completed by a certain future time. The future perfect tense is used to talk about action that will be completed by a certain future time. We will try to understand this with the help of an example. In first example, he will have left before you go to see him. You can see that will have is representing the future perfect. That means that the time you will reach there, what time you will reach there. He will have left the place. That means this action is completed by a certain future time. Let's see in another example. By the end of this month, I will have worked here for 5 years. Now, you can see in this example that I have talked about an action that will be completed. That means 5 years will be completed by the end of this month. Means future perfect tense takes a point in the future, end of this month, and it looks back and talks about the completion of an action by that time. Completion of 5 years. So, by the end of this month representing a point in the future, and the completion of 5 years is showing the completion of an action by that time. Future perfect tense is used when one out of the two action, it is necessary to emphasize that the preceding action will be completely finished before the succeeding action starts in the future. Sometimes the preceding action is implied and indicating by the future, the use of the words like ever, just, already, recently, so far, by the time, etc. Now let's see its examples. I think the news will not have been published so far. You can see the word so far here representing the preceding action. So I am saying that by the time I will reach there, the news will not have been published. So I can say that this tense is used when out of the two actions it is necessary to emphasize or to pressurize that the preceding action will be completely finished before the succeeding action starts in the future. So this was about future perfect continuous tense. Now we will do its revision or see how can we make sentences or form sentences. In positive sentences, we use subject plus will have shall have plus third form of the verb with object. In negative sentences, we use subject plus will have shall have plus not plus third form of verb with object. Now in interrogative sentences we use will, shall with subject plus have plus third form of the verb with object. Now I think this tense, future perfect tense, is clear to all of you now. Now we will move on to the last subtense of future tense, that is future perfect continuous tense. See, in this picture, the activity that we were talking about will continue in future. We use will have been with it, with the first form of the verb, that is ing. So it becomes child will have been playing if the subject is singular, and children will have been playing if the subject is plural. Now let us try to understand its form. We use subject plus will have been plus shall have been plus first form of the verb with ing and object. We use this tense to talk about an ongoing action, that means an action that will be in progress in the future, and to also mention the duration or length of that action at a particular time. You can see the examples here. I will have been teaching for 2 years next July. For 2 years next July, I am teaching, and this process is an ongoing action because I am still teaching and I will teach in coming years also. So I will have been teaching for 2 years next July is showing future perfect continuous tense here. Here will have been is showing that the ongoing process is mentioned. Now we can see another example. We are going to decorate our room tomorrow by 10 p.m. We will have decorated this room. You can see in this example we have planned to do something in future, and we are talking about the duration, that is by 10 p.m. We will have been decorated this room. So this is again representing that we are talking about future perfect continuous tense. Now it was about future perfect continuous tense. We will start this revision. In positive sentences we use the form subject plus will have been, shall have been, plus first form of the verb with ing and object plus for or from plus time. In negative sentences we use subject plus will not have been, shall not have been, plus first form of the verb with ing and object plus for or from plus time. In interrogative sentences, we use will or shall plus subject plus have been plus first form of the verb with ing plus object and for or from plus time. In this tense, we use for instead of since. So now, future perfect and future perfect continuous tenses are not that common. They are found very little in speech and writing as well. Now let's do we talk about generally we don't use them. Actually tenses are very extremely important, and you will get better at using them with the time and practice only. So here we end tenses, and we have covered all the 12 tenses: present, past, future, with it 4 subtenses of each. Students, this time we need to be more careful and about the social distance and the prevailing epidemic. So you need to do study at home by watching the programs telecasted on DD channels on daily basis and the Swayam Prabhat channels regularly. You need to clarify your doubts regarding your syllabus as well as subjects with your subject teachers. You should always stay home, stay safe and happy. So for now, take care of yourself. Bye bye.